Welcome, guys, to Parents versus Society podcast. I'm your host, Nate Alden. Hey, listen, we're here to shed light on doubts, on choices that parents make on a daily basis while raising kids. And listen, today we have a special guest. This guest means a lot to me. He means a lot to me. I've known him all my life. I think he known me half of his. And so, listen, man, I want to welcome. He's a guy of many hats. He's a guy, pastor, bishop. He's a.k.a. G-Pa, Pops. This is D.L. Alden. Y'all know him as Pastor David Alden. And so, hey, man, y'all give it up, and we gonna get straight to it. Hey, listen, Pops, welcome, man.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here with my son.
For sure, man. Listen, how you feeling today?
Man, I have so many emotions as I think about this moment. My mind goes back to about almost 20 years ago, little less than 20 years ago, when you was in a situation that could have had you not be here in this moment. And to be sitting here with you in this podcast does my heart good, man. So, I mean, if we need to get into what that moment was, if that's what it's all about,
we're gonna get into it.
All right.
We're gonna work our way up, man.
One of the
things, I just want to get straight to it as well. Obviously, you've been married going on 39 years, married mom. Mm-hmm. She was your neighbor.
Yes, across the street.
And y'all started at, I think you guys got married at the age of 21.
21, yeah.
So your first child was at the age of
22.
22. So you was quite young. Back in the day, maturity come at the age of 23. So at that age, I think y'all was a little older, but you was quite young, man. So my question to you is, man, what was your expectation? Having children, being married, having children, and having those responsibilities.
Even as a young person, I'm an old soul, man. And we grew up in a good family, close-knit family, my mom and my dad. My father was our pastor. He was my basketball coach. Mom always taught us the scriptures. So we grew up in a close-knit family. Everybody I knew around me grew up in a close-knit family. And so family, all I wanted, really, I didn't have a lot of aspirations when I was young. I just wanted to be married, and I wanted to be a father. And when I got married, because I didn't think anybody would love me like that, because I had given my life to the Lord when I was 11. So even during high school, that caused me to carry myself a certain way. So a lot of the girls, all they saw me as a friend, right? Zone. Yeah, the friend zone, man. So I didn't really think, nobody would love me enough to marry me because I wasn't cool enough, And then when that happened with me and your mom, and then she told me, not long after we got married, that she was pregnant with your oldest brother, David. Man, I was so excited, but your mom wasn't. She thought it was too soon.
Yeah, she was trying to travel the world.
Yeah, man. But I was
too ready.
Man,
I was too ready too early. God,
I was on top of the world because the two things that I thought might never happen to me was happening in a short time. I'm married with a woman of God, a woman who loved God and loved me, and now I'm about to be a father. It didn't get no better than that for me.
Yeah, that's good. I know, once I had Nate, my firstborn, obviously, we'll get into it, but it changed my life. And so having, like, those expectations of, like, when he was born and he looked at me in his eyes, we looked at each other in each other's eyes. He didn't even know what he was looking at, but I knew what I was looking at. And it just changed my whole perspective in life. And it brought a level of expectation on the protection, how I want to raise them. It actually brought a lot of things clear on the way you raised us.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that is similar to you. From how you was raised, what did you take out of what you was raised, how you was raised to how you raised us?
Yeah. when you told us that you was gonna be a father.
First of all, let me say this. I didn't tell you. Mama prophetic, and
Oh
she came and told me I was having a baby.
It's dangerous to have a mom that know God and has a prophetic bend to her, because God will show her stuff in dreams
I ain't say nothing.
and visions. But when we found out, we didn't like the circumstances by which you were becoming a father. But when you became a father, I realized over the years that my grandson saved my son's life. You becoming a father, that literally, based on where you were at the time,
Lord.
Your son saved your life, my grandson. I'm so grateful for Lil Nate. He's a wonderful young man now. I can't call him a kid, but he saved your life, and I'm so grateful for it.
That's dope.
And he may not even know that he saved his daddy's life.
I don't think he know. A lot of people don't know, but I definitely don't think he know. I definitely want to sit down and share with him one day just the importance of just him being here. But God always make a way.
Yes.
And so, yeah, man. So now you had your firstborn, you had your secondborn, you had me, and then you had Daniel, and all you have six children.
Yeah.
And so I know that brought not you also was a pastor, and you was a full-time pastor.
Mm-hmm.
We never, we stayed at church. We
We
cooked. Mama cooked. Well, now she brought her food. Cooked. We had to shower at the church.
That's where we was in the gymnasium.
Yeah, but we stayed at that church, man. And what was, as raising us as, and you was raised as a PK as well. I know we have a level of it's a stigma that we have.
Yeah.
The way people look at us. You raising us as a pastor, what was you expecting from us as far as the way we should operate, the way we should, you needed us to shout? Did you just wanted us to shout throughout Sundays? I know it was a little different, but
no, to be honest with you, my expectation was, and I was green, and I expected my children, especially my sons and our daughters, to follow in our footsteps if we raise them right. So my expectation is that since I gave my life to the Lord at a young age, since I married my first girlfriend, your mom, I had a little interest growing up, in high school, but never anything serious. My first real love and serious relationship, I married her. That was your mom. And that was my expectation. My son's going to do the same thing, right? And they're going to get married, right, first before they have children, right? That was my expectation. Yeah. But the other thing also was I never wanted you all to suffer for the church or what we was doing for the church. And so, you guys play football, y'all play basketball, you all have fun. We did a lot of good stuff together. I didn't want the church to interfere with you all having fun and growing up. I was one of the coaches, I had fun with you all. And I never wanted church to be my priority. I wanted my wife and children to always feel and know that they are my priority.
For sure. Now, it was a moment in time we was always at the church. We grew up, then we started having, times where we just stayed home. What would you, if you had to think, what did you think we were doing when you wasn't around?
Oh Lord, this is we keeping it a buck.
I mean, we keeping it 100.
Oh man, I just thought my children that came from me would be similar to how I grew up. I wasn't into nothing. Yeah. I never climbed out of the window, and was away from home. And my parents think I'm upstairs like some of the crazy stuff y'all did, I just assumed that you guys were going to, be obedient, just being good. And you guys were great actors.
Oh, we were.
Y'all was great actors. Y'all made us think certain things were happening or not happening
Yeah.
when y'all was living y'all best life
Yeah.
at a time that we didn't think a lot of that stuff was going on. And, to all the listeners, we had an amnesty day one time, remember? At the house.
Yeah.
And the amnesty day was, tell us everything y'all ever did or ever got into,
Yeah.
and you won't get in trouble.
Yeah.
And, man, y'all started.
It backfired, huh?
Man, we heard bullets flying. We heard, this, that, and the other illegal stuff. We heard all kinds of stuff.
I don't want to hear it.
And we was like, our kids were doing that. And we literally had to stop you all from telling us anymore.
Yeah.
Your mom and I, we couldn't take it. We didn't know y'all had that other life that was going on within the life that we were trying to create for you all.
Yeah. So I hear certain people, they'll ask me, they were like, man, you was raised by both parents. Your dad was a PK. Your uncles, all your brothers, pastors.
Yes.
Your dad was a PK, and we was along that line of generations of just being raised right.
Yeah.
So they always
your great grandfather, your
Yep.
grandfather,
Yep.
your father, your uncles,
Yeah.
pastors and preachers.
Yeah.
So y'all supposed to be pastors and preachers too.
Passing and preaching. And so it's crazy because this how the podcast even came about. It came about because I realized I was raised right. One thing about you, Pops, I know you've been you're a man of integrity. You've been who you were outside, inside the house. Haven't never heard you cuss, never seen you drink a beer, smoke a cigarette, weed. We never seen it inside and outside the house. And it's a lot that happened. A lot of people live that type of life. They live that double life. And so we was raised properly. And so being we moved into it was was it new build? They was building houses around that time out there in Timberleaf.
Yes, it was a new bill.
Yeah, new build.
Yeah,
so I know
new.
Everything looked nice.
Yeah, man, we were so excited about that house.
We didn't realize we was in the hood.
Oh,
We didn't realize we was in the hood. And so, man, I think we told you guys this later on, man. But being in that environment, how we was raised and being in that environment, them folk they smell that, and so I was being bullied. I was getting my behind whooped every time I went outside. I was getting my behind whooped every time I went outside.
and we didn't know, because if y'all had told me, I'd have took my belt out and whooped some kids, man. I don't care who their parents
But
were.
just imagine how many kids going through stuff and they don't mention it to their parents.
Man, that's true. That's true.
Literally, and like I said, I'm just going back on my life and just being bullied. So me not telling the protector of the household, and me not, my brother knew, but it's almost like if we would have told y'all, then maybe we would have looked more crazier being out there in the hood. Like, oh, they snitching, he gonna go into his daddy. We go outside again, they beat us up again. We gotta go outside because we like to go outside. That's when tablets and stuff weren't really invented, so we was outside
all the time,
drinking water out the water hose, coming in for a snack. So we was outside, but that caused me to tap into the environment. I had to really change my mentality to really turn into the environment that I was in. And, because I was raised this way, and society raised me this way as well. And society, from my perspective, was being in the hood, being around drugs, alcohol, being around fighting, shooting, car chasing, stealing. I was probably the best thief in the world at the age of 12.
Lord have mercy.
And I got away with a lot of stuff.
I can't believe that, man.
Yeah.
That was hard to believe. It's hard to believe that there was a world within a world. In our world, I thought Timberleaf, great community. We didn't see none of that stuff. But there's a world within a world. And the world that you all were in, we were blinded from. And God has a way of sometimes allowing those blinders because it's in the crucible or the negativity of those experiences God uses to develop something in you. And if I was going to protect you from it, I was also going to protect you from how he wanted you to be developed. Because you're the man you are today because of all that stuff. And if I was going to be the protector, I would have protected you from what God wanted you to be, become. Oh, you know, I ain't never saw that. Man, that was
good.
That was
man.
a bar right there.
That was
Boom.
a bar. That was a bar. and it's crazy. It's crazy. We always say this. We wouldn't, if God told us what was at the end, would you go through?
Wow. If the Lord would just show us all the details of what would happen if you get married to this person, or if you have children,
all the issues,
would you actually do it? And so it's kind of like with Joseph. God gave him a dream that he was going to be at the top. Everybody was going to be bowing down to him. But what God didn't show him was betrayal.
Yeah.
He didn't show him the pit. He didn't show him prison. He didn't show him being charged with rape. He didn't show him all those things, but all those things was going to get him to the palace. And if he had showed him all those things, would Joseph even left the tent, right? Or would he have stayed there to keep it from happening? So I think God keeps certain things from us so that we can go through the process.
That process matter. You can't skip it.
You can't skip it, man.
You can't skip it.
You can't skip the process.
Because I never thought I'd be even this person today. But, you know.
But as a parent, I would have kept you from the process.
You would have kept,
yeah. I don't want you in the process. I'm a parent.
That's
I don't want my sons, my daughters to go through no process where they going to hurt, almost die, or almost whatever.
You said something earlier. You was like, I was green. Like, you basically just didn't know a lot of stuff. And it was, I remember telling you one time, I was like, yeah. You were like, what happened to you? And I was like, man, I just got jumped. Somebody pulled up on me, and they jumped me. And he was like, nobody wouldn't do that. Man, I looked at you so crazy. I was like, what you mean? Like, you really don't know what be going on in the hood. Like, don't folk just get out and jump people, and especially if they think I was somebody. I done got into a lot of fights out there. And then got jumped. You know, had to go round my guys up, go fight as a group. We did a lot of little stuff, man.
And we knew none of that,
and I know
man.
you didn't know nothing. So I know that can be a scary part, and that's one of the reasons why I want to shed light on just the whole, the world. You said it good. A world within the world. Like, it's a whole world that's going on within your household.
Yes.
You know, within the way you're raising us.
So son, let's go a little deeper, you know, with that, because when I said there's a world within the world, you know, your podcast is Parents versus Society. Society is that other world that a lot of parents are not aware that exists because they see things based on the world that they're in.
That's warfare.
And then, that's warfare. And then when you say, hey, kids, y'all, and you know, the way I grew up, you know, you didn't stay in the house until you did your chores. If it was during the week, you did your homework, and then the parents basically kick you outside. Y'all get out of here, and don't be running in and out of the house. And if you need to get some water, get it from the water hose, right? And make sure you're in by what time? When them street lights come on, right? And so that's how I grew up, and that's how I raised you all, not knowing that Timberleaf was different than Tangelo. That the 90s, or should I say the early 2000s, were different than the 70s and the 80s. And I assumed the way I grew up, the way my community was, that's the way it was in Timberleaf. So I'm sending you all out into a world that I think is like the world that I saw. But I was sending you out into a different world. And, you know, sometimes they just bring tears to my eyes. I was like, man, if I had really known that, I wouldn't have done it that way. I wouldn't have raised my kids like that.
You see the danger that we was in. But thank God for praying families.
Woo!
For praying parents. Because it gets a little deeper. So, you know, from Timberleaf, we stayed in Timberleaf for a while. Was raised out there. Then you came and talked to us about moving to the east side of town.
We like the Jeffersons, man. Moving on up.
Boy, I cried like a baby.
I know you did, man.
I think we had the truck. I was in the back of the truck just crying. Boy, I was uprooted. I was uprooted from my roots.
Your world.
My world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we moved to the east side. bigger house. I think we went from a 3-bedroom house, 2 restroom to was it 5, 6?
6-bedroom, 4 bath
6-bedroom, 4 bath
with a pool.
We made it.
And a lake.
And the
Behind
lake.
the pool.
Oh yeah, we was fishing out there. Yeah, with the pool.
Yeah.
So we definitely got out the hood.
We
got out the hood.
So you guys brought your society, your world, into our world.
Yeah.
You know, we thinking, okay, we moving into a better neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's out of the hood. It's in suburbia. You know, it was more diverse, right? And you know, we had this nice house, this big house. We had a lot of room, a lot of space for our kids. Even one of your cousins came and moved in with us. We had our house. We had enough room.
Yeah, we had enough room.
We had enough space.
Yeah.
And then brought your great grandma in to live. And so it was a good time. I'm glad, but I didn't realize. I was still green. I didn't realize the world you all were in. Yeah. Y'all brought that world with you.
Oh, we brought it back and learned a little bit more.
My goodness.
More. So yeah, we definitely brought our society to, you know, the new world we was in, man. That's actually when I started getting into a lot of trouble, man.
Whew.
That was I was being more exposed because I was getting in trouble with the law at that point. And from you guys getting calls or knocks on your door from cops, and you know, I know the story goes on, man, but
helicopter flying over the house, and
man.
I ain't even know that was. I thought it was something else going on.
Yeah, I had to fake it all the way through, and then
Lord help me,
you had to go get the car from a scene. So I know I definitely put you guys through, man. And as we wrap up, we definitely gonna have a part 2, because it's more to this story. It's more to the birth of parents versus society, because I feel like this is the birth. So how would you answer this question? Who raised your children, you or the world?
Man, that's a very good question. I would say both. We raised you, but society and the world raised you. But here's the thing. It's going to happen in every family, but you hope the family and the parents have a louder microphone than the world, because both is going to speak and raise your kids. It's just inevitable. Absolutely. And so you just have to trust what you've done, that God would use what you said and the seeds that you planted, that it will eventually bring forth life in the end. And you know what? As I'm looking at you right now, I see that the seeds that were planted, they're in result of that, but it's the process that got you there that I didn't like, but I can appreciate now.
Hey, y'all heard it here. Listen, it's Parents versus Society podcast. This is where we shedding light to the doubts, the choices, and just everything that parents go through on a daily basis that we may not know our kids are struggling with. So I want to know, who's raising your kids, you or society?